Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's Friday night on International Women's Day. Pisces season, we're here to talk about this new moon in Pisces coming in on Sunday, the wee hours of Sunday morning. And I could not miss out on doing this video tonight. It just felt timing right. Plus, I'm busy tomorrow celebrating a Pisces, and my wonderful sons will be in town. So, how you doing? How's everybody feeling? I hope all is well. Yeah, International Women's Day. Some beautiful posts that I saw. I got some beautiful messages from women. I am lucky to know so many incredible women. I mean, if you could count a few on one hand, but I'm fortunate. I have more than a few. I have a few hands full. And it's a beautiful thing. So happy International Women's Day. I thought I'd start out by picking a card. Now I showed you this Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This deck is unbelievable. It's changed my life. I always loved this deck. I ended up giving my own copy away a couple years ago to a woman. When I tell you these cards are dead on, they actually literally speak to you. I love this author, Colette Baron Reed. Unbelievable. But tonight, since we're talking about moon energy, I'm going to pull the Moonology Manifestation Oracle card, which I also love. So I'm just going to see what the top line message is as we go into this topic about Pisces, because Pisces is all about wisdom, and that wisdom of the Oracle speaks to that. So let's see what the universe has for us. So when I'm pulling cards or shuffling, I leave it up because I feel like the universe knows better than I do. So I'm always saying, what message do you have for me? So I'm going to say, what message do you have for us? Thank you for joining Radiant Ritual. Oh, there it is. There it is. Make time for self-love. Libra, last quarter moon in Libra. Make time for self-love. Now, isn't that apropos for Pisces? Unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. So Pisces is my rising sign. So when you meet me and you talk to me, you meet Pisces, because your rising sign is your personality, and your rising sign sets the tone on how you behave in life. So this is why I come across, I believe in everything, I accept things, and so that comes from my Pisces energy. So let's talk about some Pisces trivia as we get started. Or not Pisces trivia, astrology trivia. I've been doing this and I love it because I've been learning a lot. As much as I know, I've been learning a lot as well. What is the big six in astrology? What is the big six in astrology? What is considered the big six in astrology? Well, we're talking about the six major planets. The six major planets are the sun, the moon, your ascendant/rising sign, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. These give insights to a person's character, astrologically speaking. And taking a more specific at the big six, Mercury rules over expression and communication, as we know. So the big six in astrology: sun, moon, ascending, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Pisces lucky day. What is considered Pisces lucky day of the week? And this so resonated for me because it is my absolute favorite day of the week. Can you take a guess? Friday. Pisces lucky day is believed to be Friday. In each astrology, each zodiac sign is associated with certain days of the week that are considered to bring good luck and positive energy. Friday is associated with Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony, which aligns well with Pisces' dreamy and romantic nature. Additionally, Friday is often associated with relaxation, creativity, and socializing, which are all aspects that resonate with Pisces' sensitive and compassionate personality. When I was in corporate, the term was coming out, Happy Friday. And now I think it's Happy Friday, because Friday is, once I connected that it's beauty, love, and friendship. And if you happen to live alone or be single, Friday is considered one of the nights you don't want to spend alone. Even if you make a phone call, you FaceTime with someone, It's one of the days of the week that you really want to connect with others. You know, even corporate has recognized that people start to turn towards the weekend on Friday. So that's why they have the casual dress Friday. And one more trivia piece. What are the inner planets? So inner planets are closest to the sun. So the inner planets are called personal planets since they govern the daily aspects of our lives. So inner planets focus on our internal and our emotions. They have less moons or they have no moons, which is news to me. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, this is the order that's closest to the sun. So Mercury is closest, which makes sense. That's why when Mercury goes in retrograde, of all the planets, it creates the most activity because it is the closest to the Earth, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And Earth is our bigger inner planet. Earth is our biggest inner planet. So we ought to act like it is. So before I get started, I want to make an announcement because I'm really excited about this. This is personal to me. I will be hosting and collaborating on a Reiki certification training, level 1 and level 2 here at my space. What I'm so thrilled about is, first of all, Mimi is an amazing, amazing human being and soul. She's been practicing and she's been a yoga Reiki master for at least 18 years. She got on the path of doing Reiki 23 years ago. So I'm really excited to have her here. You can join virtually. You can come in person. We have limited space in person. But she asked me, she says, why aren't you certified in Reiki? Because I do Jin Shin Jitsu, which is a form of moving energy. It's acupressure or without the needles. And I said, you know what? Because when I was coming into it, when I started teaching yoga 24 years ago, I wanted another modality to add. I didn't want to just teach yoga. So at that time, it was massage therapy, yoga, and meditation, of course. But there was something called reconnective healing. Reiki was there, of course, but it wasn't in my field of energy. So I was like, yeah, it's strange, like with all the work that I do. So I'm looking forward to becoming certified in Reiki. I've always had hot hands and energetic hands, so I'm really excited about it. I put a post up, a reel up the other day. You can DM me to find out more, but in my page, there should be information about the Reiki certification. On my podcast, I do a little bit of different things where I break things down by Zodiac sign, because here I talk about the overall messages. But on my podcast, Astridologie, I break it down of how this moon affects your Zodiac sign. You want to get certified as well? Radiant Ritual, come on, DM me, go to my site. We have a special 15% off. It's $90 off the price. And what I love about the training is that you do level 1 and then there's a 3-week period in between. Oftentimes Reiki level 1 and 2 is done during the same weekend. But I love Mimi's philosophy in that you go away for 3 weeks to do your own self-healing and do the work on yourself so that when you do level 2, you are then ready to work with others because you've worked on yourself. I'd be thrilled to have you, Radiant Ritual. So let me know. Be in touch. Right now, again, we have a discount, $90 off. The total cost for both trainings is $510, and it includes your Reiki book, handouts, little goodies. It's going to be a great time. Okay, Pisces. So this time on the podcast, I put up affirmations that align for each zodiac sign. These come from Channing Nichols. And they're so profound. So Pisces, since this is all about you, we're talking about Pisces tonight. I want to begin with this one for Pisces. I am allowed to begin again. I am allowed to make a new choice. I am allowed to give myself the space I need, the breathing room required, and the option to say, can I get back to you on that? I am allowed to not know, to try something on for size, and to experiment. The only thing that I no longer allow to do is sacrifice myself, anything or anyone. And this is so Pisces. As I was thinking about doing the Pisces, I don't think Pisces gets as much credit that they should for being doers. in the zodiac wheel, Pisces, especially women in particular and men, it's a very productive sign that's so helpful to others. Pisces is one that's always sacrificing himself, taking care of everything. I thought of my one of my friends. She was my VP as a boss, and then I got lucky enough to become friends with her, Carrie. Just a beautiful, loving, hardworking soul, but always made you feel like family. My friend Lisa, family. I'm family with her family, an extension. And my boyfriend Eddie is, hey Karen, I just was saying Eddie, he's Pisces. So I really realize they're doers. Pisces are doers, they're busters. And when you try to think about how many Pisces you know in your life, as I did on the last video, there aren't that many Pisces. They're one of the least amount of astrological signs in the zodiac. Good to see you on here, Karen. Good. I'm talking about Pisces. Okay, so on Sunday, 3:10, it's also daylight savings time. So if you're in a state where the time changes, it's going to be 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Pacific time. And this is coming in at 20 degrees, or 5 degrees. So this is the 5th consecutive and the final new moon that's coming in at 5 degrees. Since November, we've had 5 new moons at 5 degrees. 5 is the number of change. So new moons blend in with the night sky. We can't actually go out and take a look at them. But with daylight savings time, the moon, we should get more of a haze. We should be able to see it a little bit more clear. So the moon won't be as dark. Pisces reminds us of our sea of consciousness. So Pisces, like I said, is considered the 12th sign of the zodiac. I say like I said because I feel like I talk about this all the time. Pisces is about endings because it is the last zodiac sign. So this allows us to have closure from the past, which opens up the doorway for a new season of change. Things that really match your awakening and your growth. Pisces, this is what they're known for. Pisces is governed by the planet Uranus. And it's the adventure. Uranus is the adventurer, the explorer of the zodiac. It brings in dreaminess. Oftentimes, and like I said, I think it probably was the Pisces full moon. They're visionaries. They have the ability to see and just kind of look out where other people can't see. They can see kind of into the future because Pisces is associated with intuition. Have you been feeling that your intuition is ramped up? My intuition is on fire. And I don't know, again, because I have Pisces rising. I'm a double water sign. But I just have intentionally been focusing on stillness in my mind. So when I meditate, I sometimes go in and out, but I've been focusing on being still in my mind, like literally, so that information can come in. The theory is when we pray, it's us talking to God, but when we meditate, it's God talking to us, source, our angels, our guides. They don't get a break otherwise until we quiet ourselves down. But my intuition has gone through the roof. Thank you, Pisces season, for that, because I've had insights and information come to me and it's been amazing. So Pisces energy is tied to spirituality, creativity, soulmate connections, mysticism, and healing. When you talk about Pisces, you got to talk about healing. Pisces is a water sign. So when you talk about water, you're naturally actually talking about healing. This next thought comes from Bustle.com. The presence of changemaker Uranus complicates things further. The alignment of Uranus with the new moon in Pisces causes people to seek freedom, out of the usual circumstances. It's a big chance to release past trauma and relationship baggage, especially with the eclipses dealing with so much partnership and independence. So we are on the precipice of eclipse season. Luckily, right now, we have no planets in retrograde. Mercury retrograde will come in April. So again, enjoy the peace. Enjoy this calm time. The stories in our minds and hearts must eventually come to a closure. This is a great time to reflect on what we have built and experienced over the past year. So the idea is right now is let's ready ourselves for the Lunar New Year. So in astrology, it's Happy New Year when we hit Aries. So on March 19th, you move into Aries season. We've got the spring equinox. So for me, it's the new year for me. I'm really excited to start really celebrating a new year and season of change. So connecting with our intuition helps us tap into universal guidance and source energy. So the idea is try to follow your intuition no matter what, knowing that the prompts that you get, the hits that you get, the feeling that you get may not make any sense. It's not supposed to, because it's not coming from your brain. It's coming from your inner eye, the ability to see the eye inside, to see out further. So the question during this time is, what do you need to heal? Using our physical body as a conduit to find where the trauma exists, where the anxiety, where the fear, where has it stored itself in your body? When something happens to us mentally, emotionally, psychically, spiritually, it finds a place to land in our body. And typically it's going to be one of your weak zones. So I have weak shoulders. I have tight hips. So I have to do a lot of hip flexor work. So it's usually going to land within a body part. So the theory is, if you can't do it mentally, you can do it physically because they're partners. So a thought that Tanya Gabrielle said, without feeling, there is no healing. And my all-time favorite one, feel it to heal it. We have to be connected with sensation. So Pisces helps us to connect with source. It's important for you to physically stay in balance by drinking more water at this time. Be near water. This is an important time to let the tears flow. There's been a lot of heartbreak, a lot of weird things going on. Again, I just learned of the death of a family member just happened a few days ago. And, just time flies by so fast. He was such an amazing soul. Go to lakes, streams, oceans. Here in California, at least, we've had so much doggone rain. You can feel guilt-free to take an extra minute in your shower, take a bath, because Pisces also invites us to explore our deepest desires and our inner fantasies. It's like this is a time to start planning. Maybe you can't take the leap now, but what is it that you've always wanted to do? And I guess a modern word is, what is your bucket list? What's on your bucket list? With this new moon, it's important. This piece is important. Before you make an intention, try to take a few moments to meditate and relax and bring yourself to a calmer state. This is a great time to lay down. So instead of trying to sit up, maybe lay down and just bring yourself into presence, bring yourself into absolute stillness, because the moment is the best place to create anything. So just take your moment, relax, calm down. Because if you're not sure what you want to heal or focus on, you can get insights. All you have to do is ask, is there anything I'm holding on to, or where is it that I'm holding on to? And again, you have to quiet down so that you can hear the messages. I had an issue with my shoulder. I always have a weak shoulder. And I had my business, my bag on my shoulder, and I could feel myself. The shoulder got tweaked. I was like, oh no, I already have issues with my shoulders. So in my meditation that day, I said, shoulder, heal thyself. And I focused all my energy on my shoulder, and I said, please heal yourself. And I promise you it went away. I was kind of shocked, but I earnestly, when I asked my shoulder to heal itself, I actually believed that it was going to happen. Isn't that what we hear about creation and manifestation? That you actually have to hold the energy. I just had the expectation that it would. Side note, I'm still blown away because I have never experienced, but I was so in tune with my body. I caught the outage right away before it had a chance to fester. So pretty magical. We're pretty magical as human beings. And that's one thing we have to understand. We are gifted healers. We all have our superpowers for healing. So Pisces is a time of magic. Sunday is the 10th, so that's an automatic one. One is new beginnings. We got the new moon, so we've got the power of one. As I was driving to meet a friend today, I have to tell this story. It was so, I get goosebumps thinking about it. My arrival time, my ETA said 111. So I said, okay, cool. So I text her. She's spiritual like me. And she's like, cool, 111, cool. See you then. Well, as luck would have it, traffic, I caught every light. But however, I took a look down at my phone and 111 was still there as the arrival time, 111. But then it was 11 minutes, 11 miles away across the bottom of my screen. I took a screenshot of it. I was a little unsafe. 111 all across. And today the conversations I was having with Eddie and with my friend Mimi was all about, fresh starts, one is about movement and momentum. And that was what my conversations were about, waking up this morning. So what do you need to heal? Pisces helps us to connect with the source light. So again, before you make an intention, please pause and bring yourself into the present moment. So I love this. Pisces is represented by the symbol of the fish, ruled by Neptune, the planet of illusion, spirituality, karma, dreams, personal wishes, and matters. Pisces are wired to swim in the deep waters and start with their own emotions and foibles. So this is what I love about Pisces. They're in their heads a lot. Sometimes you're talking to a Piscean and they're just not there because they're somewhere else. They're deep in thought, and they can be deep in thought in a crowded room, in a conversation. Something triggers them and then they go deep in the recesses of their minds. But they deep think because they're empaths and they feel. So one little thing can trigger them and put them off kilter, because Pisces feel with everything. They feel things in their skin, they feel things in their bones, and they feel things everywhere. So in order to go into the heart of the matter, I love that Pisces always starts with themselves. Like, am I thinking right? What am I focused on right now? So when you think of Pisces, think of galactic consciousness. It is not just consciousness, it's galactic consciousness. It includes the sun, moon, stars, and the galaxies and the planets out there. Basic consciousness is not enough for Pisces. It's galactical consciousness. Unconditional love. Again, Pisces are very kind, very nurturing, very helpful, very supportive, but always often to the detriment of their own health and well-being. Romance, oneness. Pisces is interested in what is secret, what is behind the scenes, what make things tick. Pisces feel the big picture. They have a stream of consciousness. And so this new moon is a time of just letting go of all of the old stuff, and letting that go. So the question is, are you in total resonance with yourself? Are you in total resonance with a situation? Are you in total resonance with people or a person? Does the energy that you are putting out, does it really, in the things that you're doing, does it really resonate with your heart? Does it really resonate? So you think of the word resonance. Resonance is also sound. Think sonic. So if Pisces is in the water, they're a fish, they're tapped into sonic energy. So Pisces is harmonic and seeks peace and peaceful living. You are always surrendering to the current in life. If you do not resist the current, you are not resisting what is natural. So we are always having to surrender to what is, be in the present moment. In order to access what you ask for, you have to go inside. It is set up for you to see the seen, the unseen, and the seen. We're designed to see both. So we're on the precipice of eclipse season. So eclipses are always very transformative. And this time of year, so we're going to head into eclipse season at the end of this month. So we're going to have the spring equinox. We're going to move into Aries season, and then we're also going to have the full moon that is happening during these aspects. So eclipses bring shift, change, upheaval. And my favorite thing about eclipses, they bring answers. They bring answers. Many people fear eclipses and they fear eclipse season because they can be challenging. However, no matter what's going on through an eclipse spiritually, it's always the place that we need to be. So again, instead of resisting, try to release and go with the flow. Like be in flow during this time. So the eclipse that follows this new moon will put a focus on our relationships, especially the ones we have with ourselves. During this time, because of the eclipse, we'll feel more open, compassionate, and forgiving. We might find ourselves mending rifts. I've been talking to people, like people have had friendships break apart and things go crazy and awry with really good friends, a rift in the family. So during this time, those things may be healed. But be aware of letting your emotions guide and determine your decision making. It's said that if you have an important decision to make about your relationships, wait until after the lunar eclipse. So the full moon will have a lunar eclipse. So wait till after March 25th. If you have a beef or you have something going on with something, try to wait until after March 25th. And then that way, the idea is because eclipses bring up truth and information, you will have all the, as I say in modern, receipts. But you'll have all the information. You won't be acting from emotion only. You'll be coming from a place of solidity, of facts. You'll have the data, you know. So no retrogrades until April 1st. So we'll be in Aries season. So this first retrograde will be in Aries. So get ready. So it's Happy International Women's Day today. On 3/9, Mars creates a square to Uranus. So this is interesting. So that was today. So how did you feel today, you know, or tomorrow? This is tomorrow on Saturday before the new moon. It's going to create a square. So squares box things in. So Mars is a planet of action, though. So Saturday is going to be an auspicious day to get things going. New moon in Pisces comes in on the 10th. This is also the beginning of Ramadan. Ramadan begins at sunset on 3/10. I love Ramadan and what it represents. It's like sacrificing, eating, and drinking in remembrance of those who have less than we do. It's a beautiful, reverent holiday. Daylight savings time on the day of the new moon. 3/11, Venus is exalted in Pisces for 3 weeks. What does exalted means? It means it's very powerful, like it's firm, it's strong, it's solid. So Venus, again, is the planet of love, beauty, friendship. It's going to be in Pisces. So again, it's going to be about doing what you love, all those things that you love. And it'll be in Pisces for 3 weeks, starting on 3/11. St. Patrick's Day is coming up on 3/17. I love St. Patrick's Day. Our family name is Ferguson. So yeah, I have a little bit of Irish in my family. I have cousins that have freckles, so it's proved out. The spring equinox is on 3/19. Aries season starts on the spring equinox, 3/19. The lunar eclipse, happy lunar new year, is coming in. And then on 3/25, on the same day of the lunar eclipse, it will be the full moon in Libra. So right now, Pisces is asking us to learn to trust the guidance that comes from within, and do not be afraid to make mistakes, even if you take a wrong turn. Any manifestation requires change from the status quo and the acceptance of the uncertainty that comes along with it. So the card that I pulled from the Moonology deck, if you're just joining, I pulled this card. And the card I pulled is the last quarter moon in Libra. Make time for self-love. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more Piscean card. Make time for self-love. Because again, Pisces is guilty for over exaggerating and going overboard for others, especially when they care about them. I close with this topic from Chani Nichols. March 10th brings us a new moon in Pisces. This is a lunation that calls for uninhibited and pragmatic dreaming. If that sounds impossible, all we need to do is spend time in the natural world. Nature is both wild and grounded. It preserves and experiments without fear of failure. It grows however and whenever it can. It plods along despite capitalism's absolute disregard and degradation of it. Nature does all it can to bloom and become. It does not get its feelings hurt, get discouraged, take things personally, or require a self-esteem boost to do its job. It doesn't feel self-pity when it's forced out of its comfort zone, doesn't need things to be perfect before it begins, or gets overwhelmed by thinking how far it has to go. It doesn't depend on feeling safe or accepted or loved to exist. Nature never asks for permission. It relentlessly unfurls. I thought that was beautiful. Again, nature holds so much wisdom. And I close with this. When you hear the truth, it makes you feel good. And I'm saying this because we're going into eclipse season. And Pisces is all about chasing down the truth as well. When you hear the truth, it makes you feel good. Because we have intuitive guidance. When someone is saying something that's off and not correct, you may not recognize your ability to assess, and it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't even sound right. It takes a weight off the body and emotions and brings a place of calmness and peace when you hear the truth. So speak the truth, be the truth. When life is filled with half-truths, whether someone is saying it to you or you create it yourself, it creates unrest, inner conflict, disease, and a lack of wholeness. Speak your truth, everybody. Don't be afraid. It's not what you say, it's how you say it always. I want to wish you just an amazing, amazing new moon, great weekend in Pisces. Pisces, again, follow your intuition no matter what. Make it a game. Try to wake up and maybe spend the first hour just following your intuition 100%. The thing is, you have to start with small things. Should I wear jeans or black pants today? Should I wear the white shirt? Start making simple decisions. Should I have coffee or tea today? And you will see how far off we are from ever really listening to ourselves. Self-talk, as it turns out, is very healing. It is very natural. So talk to yourself. You will get an answer. You'll be surprised. And the answer will come maybe a voice in your head. It may come from a sign. Like I got that sign on the phone today, that 11111. Trust me, I know that was answering something so deep in my soul that, again, it gives me chills to think about it. Thank you so much, Karen. And thank you so much, Dana. Thank you for joining. I'm just about to wrap up, but thank you so much, Radiant Ritual, for joining tonight. Don't forget the Reiki certification coming up with Mimi, Meta Mimi. It'll be right here. The first day is March 30th, Saturday, March 30th. 3 weeks off so you can do your own self-healing, and then we'll come back on April 20th to wrap it up. This can also be done virtually. So if you've always wanted to tap into Reiki, what I love about Reiki is I got into acupressure, Jin Shin Jitsu, to help my sons heal. They were athletic, very active, and I've always been a naturalist. So instead of giving them drugs, I wanted a modality. Like my teacher, she got into it to help heal her family, and she would work on her son. So I got inspired by that. So I learned it, and I would work on my sons, and they would say, Mom, would you do that stuff? And so I would do that stuff to them, and I would see changes. So if you're thinking about like, oh, I don't want to be a Reiki practitioner, you can do it for yourself and your family and your own self-healing. Namaste, everybody. Stay safe and well, and have a great, great weekend. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.